Hello again, fellow modelers. Armando here with another update on my Enterprise D. I have continued working on the inside of the saucers, and I'd like to show you what I've done so far. I continue to organize my wiring, which has not been easy. In order to pass all this stuff through the orifice that I made in the saucer, which I did enlarge, I had to cut everything, and of course I labeled it so I could resolder it to the appropriate wires later on without confusion. The phasor array strip, as you all know from the previous videos, the effect will start about halfway up the arch and travel through to the other half. So that leaves a segment on each part that will not have any effects. Obviously it needs to be light blocked. So on the inside I've used the Alclad Gloss Black, which I have found to be an excellent light blocker, and I painted a couple of coats after masking on the inside, and I'll show you how effective it is. Completely blocked, even when holding it up. That's about where it stops, where the phasor array strip starts. And about right there, I guess, is the other side. Now on the outside, I am presently masking the phasor strip, and I will complete that and then paint it with the Alclad Gold, which I have tested on a piece of transparent plastic. Here's a piece of transparent plastic. I have frosted it with the copper. No primer or anything. Looks nice and solid when you look at it, but when you hold it up against the light goes right on through. And just to be sure, I did test it with an orange LED, and it goes right on through. The same exact LED that's inside the phasor array. So what I plan on doing is, after I finish masking this, I will frost it just like this. Hopefully it'll take on that nice copper hue and will look solid from the outside, but the light will go right on through for the effect when I activate it. That's the theory anyway. If it works though, it's gonna look cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. As far as the detail work that I had been working on before, as you'll recall, I was working on the bridge. I completed that. The dome is hooked up separately to the fiber optic, as I showed you. The fiber optic emerges through a little hole and is hooked up to the LED, which has been light blocked with a combination of shrink tubing and tulip paint. That'll be wired to the strobe board from Ralph, along with the strobe on the lower saucer and the strobes in the nacelles. They'll all go together to the board. On the bottom saucer, I glued the captain's yacht in place, and as I showed you, I made the hole bigger to pass all those cables. And finally, on the neck of the engineering hull, I glued the top on. Finally, I have some seams I'll have to work on, mostly there, because these will be covered up by the saucer, and there, and also underneath the impulse light, which the impulse engine, which you can't see too well here because it's not lit. Now, as far as the detail parts, the hanger bays, here and in the upper saucer. I painted the inside part, which you can't see very well here, but the equivalent part inside the saucer I can show you right here. There it is. I primered that black on the outside. Then on the inside I painted it with a Hull color just like I did the hangar bay door, but adding 3 small drops of the black to darken it a little, because on the reference pics I have seen it does look darker. So that gives me the appearance of the hangar bay door, which is exactly what I wanted. I wasn't going to go too far or too elaborate on that with lighting or anything, because basically I just wanted to show. And that's how I also painted the ones in the neck with the same color. So it's coming along. I'm pleased with the progress. Finally making some progress after all those interruptions I had with the other kits that I built, which is fine. I love building them, but it's nice to get back to this kit because I would like to finish it before the spring build. Anyway, that's what I've done so far. Oh, I also trimmed the card some so it fits, so that the engineering hull can shut comfortably once it's time to do that. So that's what I've done so far, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Talk to you in the next one. Okay, I'm back, and I have finished the painting of the phaser strip with the Alclad copper. It's right here, and as you can see, the result is quite nice. The strip looks solid in its coloration, and there's no leakage of light from the inside, but when you turn on the LEDs, they shine right through. And I have tested it. I've taken a couple pictures of it. Right now I don't have it hooked up. I will show it to you guys later. It works flawlessly. Even though that looks like a solid copper color, the light shines right on through. It's amazing. I think it'll be a very nice effect once I'm finished. I've been doing some work on the windows. The saucer's not sealed, but I put all the wiring through the hole now, and I've got lights on the inside. One of the things that I noticed, I have to fix this here, it's a little darker. I have to do some retouching in several areas. There, as you can see, there's just little things that crop up and you have to keep fixing. One of the things that these clear kits have that's a problem with this technique that I did here, where I just scraped a circular scrape on the finish itself so the light could transmit through the SMD, is that those SMDs are so potent that they transmit the light through the plastic, and I was getting glare into these windows even though I blocked them on the inside with enamel paint. So I was forced to actually paint some on the outside as well to get these things to block. Otherwise I got some green haze on here. The same thing happened on the other side with the red. As you can see, some of them were painted in black on the outside. Since I randomly blocked multiple windows on the inside as well, the effect will work out and it'll be alright. I don't want all the windows to be lit. I want a good amount of them to be lit, but not all of them. So I've already done that both on the upper and the lower saucer. You can see some of them. The lighting is uneven, but it gets through enough that you see it as you shift your angle, and that's good enough for me. I think it'll look pretty nice once it's sealed and set up on its base, and once it's finished. So all in all, I think it's coming out all right, and I think the final effect will be pretty nice. See if I can turn off the light so you guys can get a better idea. You see, it's flickering because the contact is not perfect. Sorry about that. You can see the red SMD going right through the plastic there. I'm going to have to work on that to get it sealed. Still haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure something out, and as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know what I did. Of course, the bridge requires canopy glue. All those little touches and touch-ups will be done once this thing is sealed. But the main thing right now is to get it sealed, because as you remember that I mentioned, the light box for the phaser array is a little tall, so I'm going to have to actually clamp this thing down so it holds. But all in all, I think it looks pretty good. Here's the bottom. Nice light shining through. I think once it's sealed and everything is done, it'll look pretty nice. So that's my progress so far on that. The next step will be to seal the saucer. I've completed everything I wanted to do to it, and then I'll proceed with the engineering hull and retouching everything I need on that. Turn on the lights again. I have been trimming the cardboard as I told you, so it fits. I'll repaint this. I added a touch of white to the paint, as we talked about, to lighten it a little bit because it had darkened some, so it matches the whole coloration better. And I think we're getting close. Once the saucer's sealed and I can thread the rest of the wiring through this mess of spaghetti over here, I might be ready to seal up the secondary hull, the engineering hull. So we're on the home stretch, guys. Talk to you later. Hello again, everyone. This is Armando with another update on my Enterprise D. And I've gotten quite a bit done, as you can see. When last we spoke, I was testing the saucer lights and fitting it to join it to the engineering hull on the neck. Well, I've done all that. I've sealed the saucer, and I will show you later when it's right side up, because I have them upside down right now. I sealed the saucer, and for the most part I'm satisfied. There was a little bit of warpage around this side. It's a little difficult for you to see, but it's slight. It's not noticeable, and it sealed up very nicely. Then I went ahead and threaded all the wire through the neck and glued the neck to the saucer, and then I threaded all the wire through the brass rod, exited through the brass rod, and glued the brass rod attachment with epoxy to the base and let it cure overnight. And let me tell you, this is probably the hardest part of the model right here, threading all these wires through. Now, before I threaded them through the brass rod, I did test them to make sure everything was lighting, and everything appeared to be lighting. There was only one issue. The port strobe, the lower one, was flickering a little bit. I am hoping it was just a poor connection with the power source and nothing to do with the wires. I couldn't find anything along the way that could explain why that would be flickering. So I'm hoping, but if that's not the case and it's defective inside, that's the way it's going to stay, because I am not taking this thing apart again. I touched up a few things on the saucer, some of the paints and things, by retouching with the paint, and then I am going to go ahead and start the laborious process of hooking up all the boards and the speakers and everything underneath the base, which, as you see, I have turned over, and that's what I'm getting set to do now. I've already tested. This is the speaker for the Photon board, Photon Torpedo. There's the board, and I've tested it already, and it's working flawlessly. Both photons are firing very nicely. I will show them to you later. My plan here is going to be to use these wood screws to screw this speaker onto here. It'll penetrate just enough to hold it in place, and then the speaker for the phaser array will go similarly over here. After I get those two done, I'll glue the boards in place. I'll trim the wire and resolder as I see fit and try and get it all organized under the base so it doesn't protrude or look ugly or anything. It's going to be a tedious job, but looking forward to getting it done. Once I'm done with that, then the next step would be to continue retouching and picking up light leaks here and there. I expect I'll have light leaks in several locations, especially the impulse engine and along the edges of the saucer, and of course the bridge on the other side, which I showed you on a previous video. But for now, that's what I'm doing. So I'll update you after I'm finished. Talk to you later. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, she's mounted. The sign is on, although it's not glued in place yet. All the switches are out. I haven't decided how I'm going to arrange them or how I'm going to drill the holes in there yet, because they're all different sizes. And I've got her all clamped up, and I have to say these have been the most frustrating parts of this build. This engineering hull is ill-fitting at best. That deflector dish, it just wants to fall in every time. As you can see, there's gaps on the sides that I'm going to have to deal with. When I turn it on, I'm sure I'm going to have major light leaks. And I finally got one of these little clamps and put it on the side, because this side refused to come together as well as this side. Then the saucer is so top heavy, especially with the lights that I added and the assembly for the phaser array, that it kept wanting to fall off. So I've got clamps in place there, and I'm going to let it cure overnight. But it's together. Now I want to try and show you the bottom of what I did, but right now I don't think it's safe to do it because I finally got it the way I want it. This thing had cured and it got loose as I was working with it, and I've had to pour CA glue in there and hold it in place, and now it feels solid again, but I don't want to mess with it. So I promise I'll show you what I did. I did major league wiring on the bottom. I can show you a piece of it with my flashlight, but I'll turn it over tomorrow and I'll show you some more. Everything is wired, everything is working. There's the two speakers. I screwed them in place. The boards are all screwed in place. All the wiring is glued with CA glue. Everything is incorporated into its circuits. Everything is controlled by a switch. The sign is separate. The saucer lights are separate. The nacelles are separate. The strobes are separate. And of course the photon torpedoes and the phaser array are separate. What I'll do is I'm going to go get my tripod and set it up, and then I'll give you guys a quick demonstration of all the effects, because they're all working. The switches are not soldered in place yet. They're just, the wires are there, just placed, so I know which switch goes with what. But I can give you a demonstration. Okay, so I'll be right back after I set up my tripod. Okay, I'm back, and I've got her on the tripod, but I'm going to move around at first, and I'm going to demonstrate the photons and the phasers, because I just need one hand for them. Those switches are hooked up. So let me turn off the lights. Okay, and this is the forward photon array first. See if I can get a little closer. And now the aft photon array. I hope I can show it with this clamp in place. Obviously, once the clamp is out of there, it'll look a lot nicer, but that's that. Now, phasers, as you've seen before, I used the Alclad copper to color the whole strip on the top. It all looks solid. And now let me see if I can zoom out so you can see this. Yeah, you need the lights off, it'll look better. Oops, let's not mess her up now. Alright, so that gives you a good demonstration of that. Now let me set up the tripod. Okay. The other lights, as I said, the saucer is separate from the nacelles and the strobes. So I believe this is the strobes. Let's see. Yep. You can see the bridge dome strobe flashing, and let me turn off the lights again. Those are the nacelle strobes, and then on the bottom there's the bottom of the saucer and the bottom nacelle strobes. So that illuminates the bottom very nicely, and it identifies the ship and the registry and the class. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay. And this is going to be either, yeah, this is the nacelles, I mean the saucer. Okay, so as you can see, there's plenty of light leaks to work on everywhere. But all in all the windows look pretty nice. I'm pleased with the way it came out. I thought it wasn't going to come out as nice. Okay, and finally the engineering hull and the nacelles. They should all light up as one, and there they are. Hello again, guys, this is Armando with another update on my Enterprise D, and I've gotten a lot done and I wanted to show you what I've done so far. When last we talked on the previous segment, I was finishing sealing up the engineering hull and saucer, and I was deciding what to do about light leaks and what to do about the rings behind the Bussard collectors. Well, all that's been done, so let me go through it all. I took care of most of the light leaks for the most part. There's a couple of little areas that I want to touch up with the lights off afterwards, which may or may not be a problem. I may just leave them alone because as you can see, I'm already beginning the decal application and I don't want to ruin the decals. But as you can see, there are mostly problems in the navigation lights. This clear plastic does transmit a lot of light despite my having hit it with paint and canopy glue. So I think I will be retouching right there, and I think the red one has the same problem. Well, I think I took care of it a lot better on the red one, actually. Yeah, it's the green one that's giving me an issue. Okay, that should be easy enough to fix. Since my last update, let me go through everything I've done. I went ahead and painted the rings with the mustard yellow. I think they came out pretty nice. I'm very happy with the coloration. It contrasts nicely with the rest of the model. I also applied all the photo etch parts, and let me show you where they are. The phaser strips I painted in the same copper alclad that I painted the strip on, and the transporter emitters I painted in gold, alclad gold. Also the little detail parts, I painted them in gold and glued them in position. The same back here, phaser strips, transporter emitters, and the same thing down below, which I should probably get the flashlight so I can show you better. Here's the phaser strip on the bottom with the photo etch part. It's pretty nice. And there's the transporter emitters, as well as phaser strips down below. So all in all, the detail work is coming along nicely, and she's beginning to look like a completed model. And now I'm immersed in decal application, and let me tell you, these decals are thick. I've had to use Microsol to soften them, as well as the Testors decal bonder to help them stick. And there are still some areas around this here that I'm not happy with. I'm going to have to work with them some more. But back here where I started, as you can see, they are beginning to lay down very nicely. They're sticking very well, and hopefully they will look like they're part of the hull within 24 to 48 hours, I would guess. I'm working my way around the saucer. I'll have to work. See, you can see folds there. Now I've sliced some of them with the hobby knife to get the air out, and they are laying down. It's looking a lot better than it did at the beginning. I was actually kind of worried, but everyone I've talked to tells me these are like this, and you just have to, as Matt says, trust the process. So, see, you can see right there. I'll probably have to slice some more there with a knife to get that lay down some more and put some adhesive on there. So my plan tonight will be to finish, I guess, the inner part of the top of the saucer if I can. I'm kind of tired. I don't think I'll do the external part. I went ahead and put in some of the escape pod decals as well. They look kind of cool on top of there, and Those are not bubbles. Those are the decals going over the detail parts on the hull. Anyway, my plan will be over the next day or so to finish all the decals, and once that's finished, the final coat I guess will be like a dulling or a matte coat, because this is not supposed to be a shiny ship anyway. And that should be it for the model. Now I still have to decide on the final arrangement and configuration of all the switches. I'm waiting on some switches I ordered. I may or may not use those. I'm also exploring some other possibilities here, which if I can pull them off, I'll let you know. If not, then I'll just show you what I do. Of course, I have the plexiglass shield with the name of the ship here, and that'll be glued at the end, and we'll see. But all in all, I think she's looking beautiful. I think once all the decals are in and they're all stuck together and everything is nailed down, she's gonna look nice. She's looking like a model now, not just a bunch of disassembled parts. Anyway, that's my update for now. I'll go ahead and get this video finished and uploaded so you guys can see what I've done, and for my next segment hopefully I'll have it completed or almost completed. So I'll talk to you later.